Hey guys, Gareth197 again, once again with some more new loot. Well, I say new loot, but I think this has been hanging around the garage for like over a month by now. So I guess I should say new old loot. Which might not be a bad name because, well, you've probably read the title and you're probably already figured out that it's going to be a lot of old kits. But yeah, without any further ado, let's start with the newest one I got. Girazulu Angelo Sauper use. And I gotta say, Angelo Sauper, I fucking hate that stuck up piece of shit. Yeah, why did I buy it then? Well, it was 50% off back when I got it. So yeah, that's pretty much the only reason I got it. And it looks quite, you know, pink. A lot of stickers as usual. Oh, for the cannon. That's definitely going to be the best part of this kit, the cannon. So I gotta say, even though I hate the guy, I'm really looking forward to that cannon. So that is really awesome. The backpack is so cool. Let's move this to the side. Another one. Yet another full armor Double Zeta Gundam. Well, you can't have too many Double Zeta Gundams, especially not when they're full armor and when you want all three of them. But now we're getting to the really big ones. Starting off with 160 scale Dome. Actually, I'm gonna put these two aside to make room for the humongous Dome, which won't fit in the screen. And you've probably already heard a lot of racketing going on, and that is because, well, I'm halfway there. And as far as color separation goes, pretty good. Of course, the only problem is that, well, the red here, of course, isn't red, which was absolutely to be expected. That there. Also gonna put that to the side. And man, these are huge boxes. Next up, we have Char's Gelgook. Yoink. Also, humongous boxes. I gotta say, when I put them all on top of each other, it was huge. And actually, these are pretty damn cheap. I mean, this is like 2,500 yen, I think. The Dome was also 2,500 yen. And for what you're getting, I mean, damn. Also, the color separation looks pretty good. And, oh, nice, we're even getting a, well, I'm going to assume that one of those, oof, jump cut. Unfortunately, the camera decided to run out on me. So, after examining it a little bit closer, I think that this is going to be for the cockpit. And other than that, well, gotta say, it looks pretty good on color separation once again. The only problems I noticed are that, of course, the Naginata is molded entirely black, and there was some, oh yeah, the shield comes molded in entirely burgundy. But yeah, that was entirely within my range of expectations. Still, it looks like nothing beats the 160 scale Zaku in terms of color separation. And we even get a little Char. Oh, mini Char. Come on. In we go again. Oof. Usually I leave these boxes on screen, but it's just impossible to do with these humongous boxes. Pulling it open and, yep, pretty much the same as the Char's version. Oh, we can even turn it into the Commander version. And we even get a little Char. Wait, we get a Grunt here and Char there. Did we also get a red Grunt with Char's version? Yeah. Oh great, they didn't even go through the trouble of excluding the Grunt in Char's model. So that means that there should also be a sticker sheet for a red cockpit. Or no. No? Ah, there it is. Yep, if you want, you can turn the cockpit red as well. So this is quite literally identical to the Shar's version. And in all seriousness, I was expecting them to be identical, but that they at least went through the effort of excluding the Char in this version and excluding the little guy here in the Char's version. Ah well. So that means that color separation is pretty identical to the Char's version. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get 3 DOMs. Because yeah, I wanted to buy the rest as well. I gotta put this one to the side again. Yoink. And now we're getting into MSV territory with the Full Armor Gundam. Also one I've been looking forward to for quite a while. And it looks like you can build part of a normal Gundam. But I think that, yeah, color separation isn't nearly as good as on the other ones, because of course, well, there are a bit more little details like the orange here and there. So this one's probably gonna have to wait for quite a while. Because at the moment, I still don't really have time for painting. And probably the biggest problem of it all is, why did they decide to mold the entire runner, which should have been gray, in blue? That makes absolutely no sense at all. Like seriously, what? It's like they just put the wrong color into the injection molding machines. Why blue? Why? It is cheaper than the others though, 2,200 yen. But hey, at least the box art is pretty. Just like all the other MSVs. Coming up next is Zaku High Mobility Type Black Tri-Stars version. And it is probably an image from the Battle of Loom before they're going to catch General Revel. And just like the Full Armor Gundam, this was actually quite a disappointment, because they even have less color separation going on than the normal Zaku. I mean, just look at it. This is just one solid piece. The chest is just molded on there. It's just one piece. They don't even give you a separate purple piece for that. And, well, these the gray parts here, well, of course they're not going to mold those for you. I mean, they're just purple here. Though, I guess you could still try to put it together as is, but then it's just going to look a bit off. It's really quite a shame, because I was thinking the Zaku's had pretty damn good color separation, so these newer MSVs are going to have great color separation. At least they do have a nice large amount of water slide decals. But yeah, I have to say, this was actually quite disappointing. And they do have a very nice parts count too. And also they have the ability to have LED modification. And we have a tiny... No, it doesn't seem to be anyone specific from the Black Tri-Stars. No, that's just generic grunt number 7. Put that back in. And oh yeah, all of these 160 scale models do have like equipment to put batteries in them, but they don't have the LED, so you have to buy that one separate. But all of these do have the ability to mount an LED, and they all have a battery compartment. So if you're into that kind of stuff, go wild. Then next up is another Zaku, but this time Johnny Raiden. What should I call him? Charaznable. Pretty much the same as the Black TriStars version, and once again, pretty horrible color separation. This was actually really disappointing, because I was looking forward to these so much. But then again, it's not quite as bad on the Johnny Ryden version, I would say. Because, well, at least black is pretty easy to paint on red. But yeah, it really would have been so much better if the color separation was better. But hey, you gotta do it with what you've got. And once again, we do get a nice amount of decals, but a significantly lower amount of decals than the Black TriStars version. Well, he's mainly getting his insignia ranks, whereas the Black TriStars version got the usual generic marking stuff, which are also pretty neat. But then again, at 2,500 yen, I guess we can't complain too much. And then there's still one more. The MS-14C Gelgoog Cannon. Whoosh. Once again, also a little bit disappointing. Because yeah, I was expecting a hell of a lot more from these MSVs, but when you look at it at first glance, it looks pretty good. I mean, you have some nice, well, beige going on here, the green here. But then, when we look at the specific parts for the Gelgoog Cannon, well, they just decided to mold it all on one additional runner, being entirely beige. Yeah, I really would have liked my cannon and my backpack in grey, rather than beige. So yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. As you can see, of course, it should be in grey. So, sufficient to say that the MSVs were a little bit of a disappointment, but at least the Gelgoog, well, the Gelgoogs and the Dom were a very nice surprise. And hey, a little bit of painting will fix these guys. So I'll get to them eventually when I get some more time. Because now I have an entire backlog of model kits to build. And when we put all the boxes on top of each other, it's quite a sight to behold. Even though, like I said, it's not actually all that expensive. Because all of these big giant boxes retail for like 2,500 yen. Which is really nothing. So that's like 20 euros, 25 bucks. So putting them all together, this is getting a lot of bang for your buck. And of course, lots of enjoyment of building these guys, because like I said before, especially the top ones, the MSVs are going to require quite some painting to look like they should. Well, that's all for this new loot video, and see you guys next time.